Hey everybody, it's Jen Beck with Complete Health Revolution, and I just wanted to talk for a few minutes today about stress and anxiety. With the amount of uncertainty that we're experiencing in this time right now, there are so many people that are really struggling with anxiety and depression and stress. And there's a lot of ways to be able to decrease our anxiety and stress, and I just wanted to talk about a few. I'm certified as a LIFT practitioner, and LIFT stands for Life Improving Internal Focus Technique. And it's an emotional release technique, an emotional healing technique. And before COVID started, I would see people that were really stressed out on a scale of 1 to 10, they were at like a 30 or a 40. And now it's really common for me to see people with stress levels at 90, 100, 110. We're still able to get their anxiety and their depression down, or their anxiety and stress down during a session, but it's dramatically different and dramatically higher when we start based on COVID and the underlying uncertainty and the conflicting information and do this, don't do that, and the just all of the things that go along with this time. And then we've got the civil unrest that's layered on top of that, and Black Lives Matter, and all of that tension. And then there's just ongoing things that other people are dealing with, whether it be being laid off or worrying about finances or their kids or their health or their loved one that's dealing with the illness. So we all know that there's a ton of stuff that's going on right now, but the question is, how do we deal with it? How do we manage in this day and age, how do we manage that stress and anxiety so we can be able to function better in life and we can feel better throughout the course of our day? So I want to share a few things that can really help. I've been doing a lot of webinars for different companies across the country talking about mindfulness. So mindfulness is one of the first things that we can do to be able to manage our stress and anxiety and be able to kind of take it down a notch, right? And mindfulness is simply the act of being aware, right? We're paying attention without judgment. There's a lot of people that pay attention to what they're doing in the aftermath and be like, oh, why did I do that? That was so dumb. Why did I do this? Why did I do that? And so we don't want to go there, right? We don't want to go into the judgment mode, but we just want to notice what's going on. We want to notice the thoughts that we're having. If you're feeling anxious and you're having anxious thoughts, just notice them and go, there's that thought again. Right? If you are being mindful, you're also paying attention to what your senses are picking up. So you're paying attention to what you're seeing, right? Looking at colors, looking at light variances, looking into the eyes of somebody and really connecting soul to soul. We're paying attention to what we're smelling, what we're hearing, what we're tasting, what we're feeling. Right? Rhythmic movement is something that we can be able to get really mindful about, where if you're running, you've got the mindfulness, right? And you can throw some positive mantras on top of that allows you to anchor in those mantras more effectively, right? When we combine movement and thought, it anchors in our body that much more effectively. So really pay attention to what your senses are picking up, because it's going to get you out of the emotional spin and it's going to get you into your body. When you're in your body, you can be objective. You can respond to things versus reacting to things. When we're in our head and we've got the what if this, what if that, what about this, what about that, what about this, what about that, we're constantly in that spin and all we're doing is reacting. And then the anxiety grows because the more we think about something, the more the anxiety grows, and so on and so forth, and it escalates. So one of the best ways that you can be able to get back into your body is just to pay attention to your senses. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, right? Close out all the stimulus and really focus on your breath. Focus on what your body is feeling, smelling, seeing, hearing, tasting, all of those things, right? Get really into your senses. It's amazing how in a very short amount of time, you can completely ground yourself, center yourself, and shift the way that you view things. There's an exercise that I do when I teach mindfulness workshops, and it really gets us back into our body. Another thing you can do to get back in your body is really deep breathing, right? Deep breathing to the point where you are taking deep belly breaths, right? And you're expanding your belly and you're breathing in deeply, inhaling for anywhere from 4 to 7 seconds, because when you inhale and you expand your belly, you're filling your lungs and you're getting oxygen into your brain and you're giving your brain the nutrient oxygen that it needs to be able to function. Then you hold it for a few seconds so that the oxygen stays in your body, and then you exhale and you fully empty all of your lungs. So think about exhaling for 7 to 10 seconds. And do that 10 times. The incredible thing is that you doing deep breathing shifts us from fight or flight into rest and restore. It literally shifts us from the sympathetic to a parasympathetic nervous system state. So deep breathing is something that you can do very easily in any situation and have it just decrease your anxiety, right? So mindfulness is a huge one. Deep breathing is another one. And with deep breathing and mindfulness, getting back into our body,